Hey there, my name is Megan and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 thriller books that I really want to read in the month of October. So I feel like October is a perfect time to read like creepy, unsettling books, and I really do like thrillers. I just don't read them a ton. I kind of forget about them. And I have 5 thrillers that I have had on my TBR for the longest time, and I really want to read one in October. So I need y'all's help in helping me choose which one to read. But before we go ahead and get on into the books, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as well as the little bell icon so you can be notified every time I post new bookish content. I post new videos every Monday, Thursday, and Saturday, and sometimes other days throughout the week. Also, don't forget to check down the description box below for links to all of my social medias, my Buddy Read Discord, and my Patreon, where you can be entered into winning book giveaways from me. And the first one is The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I think this is her most recent publication, and I read the guest list of hers last year and really enjoyed it, and this one piqued my interest. But in this book, we're following a girl named Jess, and Jess is just not having a good time of it. She doesn't have any money, she doesn't have a boyfriend, she just had to quit her job. So she reaches out to her brother, who lives in this apartment in Paris, if she can come and crash with him for a bit, and he agrees, even though he doesn't sound too thrilled about it. But when Jess gets there, she finds this beautiful apartment that she never thought her brother would be able to afford, and she finds that he's not there. Essentially, Jess's brother has gone missing, and the more she digs into his life and what he has been dabbling in, the more secrets are revealed as to the truth of his situation. I think that this book would be good to read in October because Lucy Foley's really good about kind of making people unlikable and making it so that all people have skeletons in the closet, and those skeletons are slowly revealed as the book progresses. So I'm sure that Jess might have something to do with her brother moving to Paris and disappearing, but I don't know. So if you guys have read The Paris Apartment, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. The next book is We Were Villains by M.L. Rio, and I think that this is more of a murder mystery than a thriller. I've heard it described as like dark academia, which I don't think I've ever read a dark academia book unless Ninth House counts. But this book has really spoken to me for the longest time because it incorporates Shakespearean elements and also because of the dark academia setting. In this book, we follow a character named Oliver, and Oliver was part of this acting group in college that recreated Shakespeare's plays, and the thing about it is that the characters that they played on stage were kind of the characters that they played in life. For example, the villain, the temptress, the hero. And one day there is one of these castmates that turns up dead, and there's this constant rivalry between those who play the lesser roles and those who play the more prominent roles, and one of the kind of upstart lesser actors is the one that gets found dead. And we are following Oliver as he is serving this prison sentence for having committed this murder. And as the story is progressing, we are finding out if Oliver actually committed this murder or not. This is a book that has been on my mental TBR for the longest time, and it's definitely not a new book, and it's one that I could definitely see myself reading in the month of October. The next is a thriller named Daisy Darker, and that was just published this year in 2022. But in Daisy Darker, we follow a family that is kind of estranged, and they're all gathering together to celebrate their grandmother's 80th birthday. Grandma lives on this island in this gothic house. So right away, we have the secluded setting combined with a creepy house, which are two things that I absolutely love and definitely give off like creepy fall vibes for me. And as with any good thriller, each person of the cast, each family member is harboring these horrible secrets, and one day Grandma turns up dead. An hour later, another family member follows. So trapped on this island where family members are slowly being killed off one by one, the family has to figure out what's going on, who's killing them, and what exactly is being held so secret from one another. So it sounds like it's reminiscent of an Agatha Christie type book, and it's been compared to her works. And then we have like that family drama combined with the secluded setting. Next, we have The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager. This is his most recent publication, and I really like Riley Sager. He is definitely one that will throw those twists and turns in there that I do not see coming. And in this book, we're following a character named Casey, and Casey is an actress, but she's kind of like an actress that just isn't getting any roles anymore. She's just not as sought after as she used to be. She's getting older. So she decides to take some time to herself and retreats to her family's lake house on this lake in Vermont. So Casey passes her time by literally spying on the people in the house across the lake. So it's this glamorous couple, this husband and wife. One day, Casey sees the wife, Catherine, drowning, and she goes to save her, and she kind of strikes up a friendship with Catherine. But the more that Casey digs into the lives of these two people, the more she realizes that Catherine and her husband Tom really don't have the loving relationship that they portray. It's rather a tumultuous relationship. One day, Catherine goes missing, and Casey becomes obsessed with figuring out what happened, whether Catherine just decided to leave Tom, whether Tom killed her, or there was any foul play, or he had anything to do with it. And the more that she digs into this mystery, the more reveals happen. So I definitely get like Great Gatsby vibes from this book. I imagine like the house across the lake and just spying on the people that live there that seem to have this perfect life. But, upon getting to know them, she realizes that there's a lot of secrets that they're holding. And like I've said before, I really want to read more of Riley Sager's books. So let me know if you have read this one and if it was as good as his other works. And the last book is The Silent Patient, and to be honest, this is the one that I'm most intrigued with, and I've got it from my library on ebook a couple times and just have never read it or gotten around to it, and I find the cover to be kind of creepy, and I've never read anything by this author before. But in this book, we're following a woman named Alicia, and she is a very famous artist, and she's married to this very famous fashion designer, and they have a lot of wealth. They live in this really, really expensive, prominent neighborhood in London, and one day her husband comes home and Alicia shoots him 5 times and kills them, and then never speaks another word ever again. And then we're following Theo, this criminal psychologist who is really interested in learning exactly what happened, and he tries to interview Alicia. So this book follows Theo and Alicia's relationship as he tries to unravel the truth behind the murder and why Alicia hasn't said anything about it, and just kind of the truth behind the whole thing. I really don't know why, out of all of the thriller books I've talked about today, that one speaks to me the most. I think that the cover is super creepy, but it just sounds interesting because this woman has been accused of a murder and she doesn't say anything. So it makes me think if she was not guilty, she would want to defend herself, or if she did shoot him, why? But I feel like she probably didn't, because that would make a better story than just like a wife who found something out about her husband and killed him. So that one I'm super excited for, and it does have really high reviews and ratings on Goodreads. But that is all of the books that I would like to read at some point, and I do want to read one of them in the month of October just to go along with the Halloween-y type vibe of the season. So you guys let me know which of these books you've read, which ones you recommend, and I will choose one of them to put on my TBR for October. All right, you guys, that is it for today's video, and I will see y'all in another one soon. Goodbye.